Hello everybody, John here, and today on To The Garage. What we're doing is installing some chrome instrument bezels into Purdey, my 1996 XK8 convertible sport. Really looking forward to it. So as standard, the XK8 Sport trim has quite a dark dashboard. It's a smoked bird's eye maple in my car. It can be smoked ash. It's a really dark, detailed figured wood, but there's quite a smoky finish over it. So all in all, quite somber, but contrasts heavily with the interior trim. So you have this sort of black on white almost effect. In mine, it's a cream over charcoal. But I've always thought that the instruments lack a little bit of definition. And I think Jaguar thought that as well, because when you look at other models that came later, like the X300s, etc., which have essentially the same instrument look, they incorporated a very small chrome edge onto all of these apertures. And I've seen a fair number of XK8s that have installed chrome bezels, and I think they look really good. In terms of retaining originality, the good thing about these is they're easy to remove, so you can basically decide later that you've changed your mind, take them back out. It's no big issue. You're not making any significant or permanent changes to your car. I've gone for the ring set that's supplied by Adamesh. These were purchased with my own money. This is not sponsored in any way. I chose Adamesh because, as many of you guys will know, I really like their stuff. I like the company. The stuff turns up when it's supposed to. You can get help over the phone, and they're into Jaguar, so they know what they're doing. These come in either, as these are, chrome, which are quite heavy, chrome plated, very rigid items, or they do come in polished aluminium. Now the chrome ones, I must say, are rather more expensive. The aluminium ones are almost the same finish. So if you want a bright finish, they're going to do the job. They're also going to be lighter and slightly softer if you needed to squeeze them or make the shape a little different. But I really did fancy the chrome finish, so I've spent more money than some of you might want to. But, you pays your money, it takes your choice. The parts come with this code on, XK8 and R Chrome Instrument Ring Kit 6 rings. You can buy a 3-ring set to just do the main instruments, or a 6-ring set that covers off all of the instruments. Some people also offer a 7-ring set, and the additional small ring is smaller than these, and that is to go around the trip computer controls. I didn't think that was necessarily a good thing. I'd rather that did blend in rather than stand out. But, again, it's purely a personal choice thing. There's straightforward, basic instructions. I don't think you'd need any more than that come with the rings. And again, it just plays to my prejudices, I know. But I like this. If the rings are too tight, visibility too large, or do not fit, call Adamesh. And that's why I like buying from these people. It's not a case of, you ordered them. So one of the reasons I like these folk. These 3 are all the same size. These are not. So you've got 2 smaller and 1 larger. And the larger one is for the speedometer. Okay, so we're in the car. First thing you might be forgiven for thinking is, crikey, how bad must these rings be if they're going to tell you that They might be too big, they might be too small, you might have to use tape, etc. Well, please remember, this is real. This is not a plastic moulded instrument panel. This is genuine wood veneer with actual lacquer on it. Yes, it's on top of an aluminium plate, but there's a degree of variation in these things. So it is where it is, and you are going to need to love these into position. So I've got my 3 rings. I've got one of the smaller large rings. Sounds like a mistake, doesn't it? Oh yes, look at that. Pop that in. Now that one fits almost how I want it. A little loose. Next one, the larger. Drop that in. Ooh. Again, not far off. Fraction looser than I'd like it. And the next one. Again, sits in nicely, but it's going to jump out. Now the dashboard is curved. There's a very slight radius on it, but the instrument rings are flat. So you're going to have a raised edge top and bottom. It's not significant. You're viewing it obviously from the worst possible angle, and I'm getting you in as close as I can. I mean, you can see it really is not a significant issue. I think if you had the aluminium ones, you could probably work them a little and put a bit of a curve in them and then get them to match. But I've chosen to go with the brightness of the chrome finish over getting a perfect fit. Beautiful. I've cut some strips of tape, just hung them from my window there, and just high quality insulation tape, something that's actually sticky, or in this case it's kind of like duct tape but a bit finer and black, so that you can hide it in the instruments. So just going to pull these 2 back out. Concentrate on this one first, and what we need to do is apply some tape to this flat area. Don't go anywhere near the actual raised lip because you'll ruin the effect. But this ring is essentially recessed, and it's this narrower part we're going to add a bit of tape to. I'm adding it about 1 millimetre, probably 1/2 a millimetre if I'm honest, below the raised rim. And I've pre-cut these to approximately 1 circumference, so I can build up in layers. But you could just take it straight off the reel and wind it round if you weren't as pernickety as I am. So that's 1 lap with the tape, and that's going in an absolute treat. I can see the edge of the tape just there. I don't know why. I'll just let it stand up. See, it's not quite stuck down. So just address that. Yeah, it's a firm fit. No way that's jumping out of there. In fact, if you didn't know it was a friction fit, you'd grab hold of that and assume it was glued. But as I know that, I can obviously give it a tug if I need to get it back out. Oh, very pleased. First one in place. the biggest one. Again, I know it's too loose, so I'll have a single wrap with the black tape. Just doing that off camera. I was wondering why my tape was a little long when I'd measured the diameter and then times by 3.14 should have given me the right length. It's because I measured the bigger one. Okay, so a little tuft of the string that's inside duct tape sticking out. Must get rid of that. Again, probably is a good idea to use insulating tape. But I just know that the insulating tape I've got on hand ain't that sticky. And I didn't want it to slip when these get hot in the summer. Okay. Now that one's a nice fit, but not tight enough. Just going to rotate it in case there's any out around. No. So I'm just going to give it a second wrap and see if that goes completely OTT. There we go. No, that's a little too snug. So what I shall do is just take that wrap off and actually put some insulating tape on top, because I reckon my duct tape is half again as thick as insulating tape. There we go. Single wrapper tape on this one as well. Perfect. Really is good fit. The smaller instrument rings have exactly the same system. So a small, small lip, probably a millimetre of edge, and then this flat area to fit into the wooden surround. So a little bit of play there. Again, I think one wrap of my slightly thicker tape will probably do the trick. There we go. So you see what I've done? I've cut 3 sections out, and that goes in lovely. Perfect. Well, that's the full set installed, and I am very, very pleased with not only the product, but with my choice of going for the chrome version. Easy to fit, literally a 15-minute, 20-minute job if you've got all your kit around you. So Not a big challenge, an easy beginner's mod. They aren't the cheapest thing in the world. I think, and obviously this may change when you guys look, I'll put a link below. I think I paid about £120 for those, which is not cheap, but the quality is there. They look amazing. And would you want to risk putting anything less than the right item in your toy? Beautiful. Really made up with those. Well, if you've enjoyed this video and maybe you're into XK8s, XKRs, X100s, then please consider subscribing. It costs you nothing and just means you get to know about all the latest videos and helps the channel out. Also click the little bell icon, else those notifications won't come through to you. You can check out our website, www.tothegarage.co.uk, where there's lots of other great information, articles and documents. We've got an awful lot of documents on the XK8 XKR, and of course links to Gary Van Remeltel's XK8 Bible, a fantastic document which you can download. He's constantly updating it with loads of hints and tips about long-term ownership of these vehicles. Thanks very much, thumbs up and subscribe, and we will see you again real soon on To The Garage. Bye.